Hi everybody, it's Mr. Gray here. Thanks again for another great week. We're partway through March here. I have a couple announcements first and then some longer announcements, and then we'll get into the academics of the week. So Jogathon is Friday, March 25th. You have until April 1st to turn in the pledge envelopes. You can just send them with your students to me. And then we're gonna run first thing in the morning at 8:25 that day, so you can send your kids ready to run. I'll pass out the Jogathon shirts that week, and then they can come in their Jogathon shirts with clothes ready for running. They'll be good to go. Open house is still scheduled for Thursday, March 31st. Look out for an email from the school about the timing of that, but it'll be Thursday, March 31st. Then the kids can keep practicing their multiplication and division facts, work on your spelling words, and then you can check out our Wordament. We're on Wordament number 3, and we just finished the first round, so you can check out how that's going and what words have advanced in the tournament as we're thinking about March Madness. You can also ask your students about the read aloud book bracket that's happening. So Mrs. Benefield is sending us some books, 2 books at a time, and we watch a read aloud of those books, and the kids vote which is the better one. And there's a big poster by the NPR where the kids can see the books that are winning in the bracket. That's our version of March Madness as the college basketball March Madness season gets underway. The other big announcement is that starting Monday, the 14th, the mask rules have changed. So your kids are no longer required to wear masks indoors. So we know that that means some kids are going to come and not be wearing masks at school. And that is perfectly along with the rules, and that's fine. We also know that some families and students will choose to continue wearing masks. Again, also fine. We'll have conversations in our class about managing those two. We know that there are students who will be very happy to wear masks, or happy to not wear masks, and then other students that makes them really uncomfortable. So we're going to try to make the most friendly and welcoming environment to everybody and all the choices starting Monday. I will continue wearing a mask through spring break indoors, so that the students who are still wanting to wear a mask and are feeling nervous about that have an easy transition later. That could change after spring break, but I'll continue to wear a mask indoors up until spring break. As long as things are still looking pretty safe after spring break, I'll probably take it off because I think there's a lot of worth to kids being able to see my face and me smile and be happy and to see my mouth move and hear the words. So I think there's a lot of value in that eventually, but while we do this transition, I want to make sure that everybody's feeling as comfortable as you can. If you have any questions about that, let me know anytime. We can talk about it anytime you want. On to Reader's Workshop. We're going to finish up with our choice animal research. The kids have been researching different animals. They were in groups, and then they're chatting with people and building up their knowledge. And so the kids will get to choose an animal next week, and we'll kind of finish that up. We might have a little assessment about researching research books, but that is kind of what we're going to do for the week, is finish up on that animal. Writer's Workshop is going right along with that, and they're going to finish up their writing about research topic by typing. We probably will finish by the end of next week, but not necessarily. So they're going to take the research that they've done, the planning that they've done to write about an animal or multiple animals, and they're going to actually kind of type that and publish it next week. For math, we're continuing our telling time unit. And so basically what's happening is we're going over different strategies and ways to solve problems like, Kate started practicing piano at 3:22 p.m. She finished at 4:11 p.m. How long did she practice for? So that's one type of problem. Another type of problem is, Kate started practicing piano at 3:22 p.m. She played for 47 minutes. When did she finish? So all the different versions of those problems are what we're going over. And it gets really tricky. It starts off really easy because if I'm going from 12:05 to 12:22, I'm within the same hour. But as soon as we cross over on hours, we have to be careful about what strategy to use. Some students want to use an algorithm strategy, but you can't always do that when it goes over the hour on a clock. So I need to know some other strategies. We're going to focus on number lines and T-charts the most, but kids will have their own strategies that they share and come up with, and we'll really try to go through all these different scenarios because it's tricky based on what the time is. If I'm changing from AM to PM, if I'm going past an hour, if I'm going past an hour and another hour, that gets tricky. And so we'll use also the terms, like sometimes I'll use 84 minutes and sometimes we'll try to use an hour and 24 minutes. And we'll have to be able to go back and forth between both of those as we're figuring out the elapsed time of activity. So that's really tough, but we'll kind of finish up that next week. In social studies, we're talking about rules, rights, and laws, and kind of what it means to be a citizen. So we're starting this week talking about kind of rules in class, and the difference between rules and laws, and the different kinds of consequences for rules as opposed to consequences for laws. So we're kind of going over those, and we'll review that next week, and we'll start getting into what is citizenship, what does it mean to be a citizen, both officially a citizen of a country and a citizen like someone who lives in a community, and what responsibilities do you have, what is responsibility. Those are the things we're going over in social studies. For science, we'll continue our weather unit by studying what it means to be a meteorologist, and we'll start studying the tools of weather data collection, thermometers, and then we'll look at like what a forecast looks like, and the kids will eventually be writing their own forecast for the weather here in Irvine. So that's what's going on. Again, let me know if you have any questions or concerns. The spring conference spots are signing up, but if you need to meet another time, you can always let me know. And as a reminder, the next 2 weeks, the 14th through the 18th and the 21st through the 25th are normal weeks. And then that final week before spring break, which I think is the 28th through April 1st, those are all early days. So we get out at 1:40 each of those days. All right, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.